These are kids' GPS watches. They come in waterproof and non-waterproof. They are charged with cables that fit into a USB slot that comes with the box. The first most important thing when setting up your kids' GPS watch is that you need to buy a micro SIM card, and that will be inserted over here in this slot. And the micro SIM card has to be loaded with a data bundle, that's to make the GPS work, and you should also have airtime loaded onto it so that the kids can call up to 12 numbers. So the micro SD is inserted this way up into the slot on the side, like so. And if you want to remove the SIM again, you might need to use a tweezer to do so. There we go. So this way up and insert. Then the watch is switched on by the power button, which is the middle button. And the watch also has a special feature that prevents it from being accidentally switched off. So in order to switch it off, you need to press the phone bar 5 times, and then the top button and the bottom button, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, top, bottom. And it'll go off again. So switching it back on. A very important thing to look at is whether or not you have signal bars on your screen. The signal bar should be at the top right corner. If there are no signal bars, the phone will not work. So as a form of a checklist, the SIM must be inserted, and the SIM should have, 2 micro SIMs should be inserted. It should have data and airtime loaded, and there should be a signal bar at the top left of the screen. You can see there's just 1 bar. That is enough. Preferably there should be more, but 1 will do. Okay, now we're going to talk about how to register the phone onto the phone for GPS tracking purposes. First of all, you need to install the app called SE Tracker. To get the app, go to the Play Store, type in SE Track, and it will probably be the first one, SE Tracker. And this is what it looks like. It's already installed onto this phone. And then here's the app installed. So when you open the app, you select register, and then you need to fill in all these little things. So the top one is the registration code. The registration code it's very important that you use the correct code. The correct code to use for the registration code is with this little bar sticker thingy. So this is the number that you need to use. Definitely not the IMEI code, that's not the correct one. And on the box sometimes you'll get a barcode like this. This is also not the correct code to use. It has to look like this or like this. What you can do is you can scan the license code like so, and it will automatically fill it in for you. If you're having problems with this, please take a photo of the registration code and send it to customer services. Then for the rest of the registration details, the account is either your telephone number or your email address. So I'm just going to put in a phone number here. Then for a name, I'm putting in okay, Jenny. Then the P number is the number of the watch's SIM. So the SIM that goes into the watch, that's the number that you're going to use for the P number section. Okay, then a password, you can make up anything you like. It should be 6 to 12 characters long. I'm just going to make it real simple for the purposes of the demonstration. Then the language should be English, if that's what you're comfortable with, and the area should be Europe and Africa. And then you click OK. Register OK. So far so good. So once you have registered the app, then you can open it up and log in with using the details you provided. Then to track your watch, you go to the map function. And on the map function, you will see that it loads like a normal map, and it has text explaining the location of the watch. If the text is in red, it means that it's being tracked with satellites, and the tracking is precise up to 5 to 10 meters. If the text is in blue, it means that they're tracking using cell phone towers, and then the tracking is only precise up to 5 to 10 kilometers. Thanks. Now we're going to talk about how to make and receive a call from the watch to your phone and vice versa. So to phone the watch, you need to know the number of the SIM card that you inserted, and then you just phone it like you would any other phone. You can also go to Map and press Phone, and then you enter the button, the number, and click OK, and then it will also call the device to it. Okay. Oops. And then you get the call, and you can end the call with the middle button. Okay. So now how to make a call from the watch to the phone. So first you need to go to Settings, and under Telephone you can add up to 10 numbers. Just press and type the name and press and type the number. Once you've entered the numbers on the phone, it will automatically update the watch with a contacts list. You just need to press Save, and it will say Modify, and that will give you a contact list on the watch. You can't enter a contacts list directly onto the watch. You enter it onto the phone, and the phone updates the watch. Okay, so once you have a contacts list updated onto the watch, you access the phone book by pressing the bottom button on the side. Then you browse the phone book by pressing the top and bottom buttons. So once you've selected the number that you want to call, you just press and hold in the button. And you can abort the call again with the middle button. Then to close the phone book again, you just press the middle button. You can send messages, voice messages, from the phone that's connected to the watch, and from the watch to this one phone, not to all the numbers in the phone book. So in order to do that, you go to the chat option on the app. Then you see there are two buttons that say start record and stop record. So it can say start record. Watermelons are tasty. And it will automatically send. In order to listen to the message, you just push the green bar button.
Watermelons are tasty.
Then in order to reply to the message, you press and hold the middle button. Cheese is also all right.
Cheese is also all right.
Okay, then another important thing to remember is that the time on the watch cannot be adjusted on the watch itself. You need to adjust the time on the watch by going to settings and language and time zone, and then you choose the appropriate GMT, which for South Africa is +2. Okay. Right. And then you have the correct time on the watch. And a few other features. Under health, for example, you can count the number of steps you've taken. You can count how many calories you've spent, the distance you've traveled, and how many times you've turned over in your sleep. In order to activate these functions, you need to go into them and switch them on or off. So it's busy modifying. These are not incredibly accurate, they're just for reference and useful to know. Then footprint gives you a readout of your route that you've taken. So it's sort of a history or your travel. And geofence, you can set a boundary where we haven't created one, but you can set a border, and when the watch crosses over this boundary or border, then it will automatically send an alert. And you could also set up a message so that the watch will send you an alert if the watch is taken off. So to summarize, the most important thing to get your phone to work, your watch to work, is to make sure that it's charged, make sure that it's switched on, make sure that the micro SD is inserted, make sure that the micro SD has data and airtime loaded, make sure that the signal bar has signal, and make sure that you have the correct app and that you are registered on it. If all those things are working, then you should be good to go. And if something seems to not be working, or if you have any other questions, please send this code and the phone number of the micro SD that you have inserted into the watch to customer services, and we'll get on helping you right away.